I feel myself that I'm just transmitting what comes in from the ancient sutras, even more so, and it's a real privilege and honor to do that. And any help in grounding it or having people experience it more deeply, I think, is really great. I really do like that. I had a recent experience in Bali, teaching people, and I had this sort of thing with the Avatamsaka Sutra, the Buddha Garland Sutra, or Buddha Flower Ornament Sutra, where I saw that that was supposedly taught by Buddha in different dimensions simultaneously over the 49 days when he had first attained enlightenment. And people in the society around him felt he wasn't speaking at all. But actually he was teaching vast hosts of people, beings invisible to the ordinary people around him, different sort of cosmic bodhisattvas and gods from other world systems and so on, in different heavenly planes, And I really I could see that, how that happened, somehow at that time. And so that was such an honor to be like an instrument of that, a vessel of that, basically. Rather, I don't really feel that I do something, actually, when I really do teach. When it might be called teaching or something. I don't really feel that nowadays. It's just making present to people something that, unfortunately, because we don't have ability to travel in time, we cannot meet Shakyamuni Buddha except through that kind of a medium, through the sutra, And yet he's here, but not in a way we can meet him in an ordinary way. But if we get ourselves out of the way and somehow transmit the presence, then people get it, I think. That's what I think blows them away a little bit.
So it's interesting, though, because both the shamanic path and the Siddhic path are very involved with this idea of what in shamanism is called being a hollow bone, where you become a sort of a pass-through for this universal power, and you learn how to direct that power into generally what shamans are engaged with is some kind of doctoring or healing or divination, so that you're becoming a conduit for this universal power. And certainly with siddhas, the whole process of becoming a Siddhic practitioner is one where you are expanding your sense of self, where you understand that your physical vehicle is a vehicle for the container of something larger, right? And so, it's interesting that this is the way that you are teaching. This is how you experience yourself teaching, sort of channeling like that hollow bone. And the material that we're focusing on is, of course, a process of how do you step into that as a student? How do you step into that place? And I know when I'm teaching my classes in shamanism, that is something that I very much strive to help people learn how to do, is to become more of a vehicle or a vessel for this larger universal power, and what kinds of obscurations they might need to clear, or what kinds of obstacles within themselves they might need to address in order to be able to be that kind of a vehicle. And I think that, being in your presence, you are a very good example of someone who has done a lot of that work, who has done, who has become and done the work in order to become that kind of a vessel. So it's just the example of it in being with you, I think, is probably instructional to students.
That's nice to know. I wouldn't know that well myself.